Today is all about being self-defined. What makes you you? You have to be strong and confident and have some great activities and some wonderful experiences so that you can contribute when you get together with your family. And you can say, hey, we went here. This is the experience we had. Here's some fun things you could do as a family. So you can really supercharge that family with some great adventures. And you can do it all without the kids. Adventure number one, getting on the train. This is the way I travel to the Grandi Junior sometimes. Sometimes I drive, but you'll see this is a great way to travel, and you have some beautiful coastline. We live in California, so we can enjoy some of beautiful nature, and it is a great way to pass the time. Plus, I don't have to drive, and I don't have to drive with my husband, who I yell at when he drives. So this is a good way to relax. If you have little ones, they're welcome on the train. It's super easy. It depends on how long the train ride is, but it's very fun, and it gives you a lot of opportunity to visit with each other instead of having to stare at the person in front of you or deal with traffic or that kind of stuff. So enjoy this little trip up the coast. We're headed to Santa Barbara today, so you'll get to see some of that, and you'll see how we travel, and you'll get to see parts of California. Kind of cool. So, of course, while I was looking out the window, I saw a great place to camp. Next time. So we made it to Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is a great place for you and your adult children, or you and the adult children and the grandchildren. There's a big beach, so there's lots to do for the kids. There is a lovely selection of restaurants and fancy schwanky things to do with your adult kids if you want. You can walk around if you want. I mean, there's just all kinds of things. This is a wonderful city. It is kind of, it's not real dressy, but it's kind of a little bit upscale, but you see all kinds of people. I shouldn't say, it's just, we just love it, mainly because of the weather. Weather is always really pretty, and they have it set up nicely for tourists. So it's a good place to go. But once again, when you can spend time with your adult children, a lot of times it really helps bond you together and kind of keeps that care and feeding of the adult children going so that they don't get left out when the grandkids come. And if you don't have grandkids yet, yay, you get to just pal around Santa Barbara, a great place to meet. Sometimes I come from the south up to Santa Barbara, and no, I don't. I come from the north down to Santa Barbara. And my daughter would come up from the south to Santa Barbara. So we'd meet in the middle. So it's a really nice place to visit and get to know each other, get a little bit more time in with each other as adults. It's lots of fun. And I've enjoyed this time of life. I didn't think I would when the kids got grown. I thought, what I'm going to do now? But I just love having them as adults too. So it's lots of fun. So anyway, I'll show you some pictures of Santa Barbara and a little controversy with Mr. Grandi. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, in the next picture, you can see where there is a brand new hands-on children's museum. They get to go in and do all kinds of sciencey stuff. So this is a good place too. I haven't been in it yet, but I'm sure it's fabulous. So as you can see, I like to boat shop. Wouldn't have one for real, but they're fun to think about. I think they're a lot of work, from what I understand. And who asked me to have a boat? So there's this walkway goes all the way around the bay a little bit, and there's restaurants and shops and candy shops and ice cream shops and lots of things for you to be able to do in this particular area that I'm showing you right now. The next part is where we have a little, we just think differently. Husbands and wives, they just think differently. My husband wants to test drive a Tesla. We're not buying a Tesla. We need a new car, but we don't need a Tesla. I mean, I'd love to have one, but they cost as much as my house. Not really, but they're kind of expensive. But I just enjoyed the day. He said, do you want to go to Santa Barbara and test drive a Tesla? And I said, yes, I do. So we'll see how this goes. So here's what my mother would say. Oh, honey, that's something interesting to think about. Which basically meant no. We always knew when we heard that, look out, because it means you're not getting it. Let's go eat. So there's lots of places in Santa Barbara to eat. They are everything from really casual to fancy schwanky, and we just kind of picked one in between. I do not remember the name of this restaurant, but I thought it was really cute. And we loved eating there. And the waiter was really nice because we were waiting for the train back home and it got delayed, and he just let us stay. It's like the town is like that. It's just real easygoing. So this weekend, we're headed to another camping adventure. My husband is a personal trainer, and he has been training a client for a triathlon. My hubby used to be a triathlete and still is, sort of. In fact, let me pull this up just a little bit. See all the ribbons up there in the corner? And the man running like a crazy person, that's him, and that's what he does. So we decided to take the opportunity to go to the site where the triathlon is held and camp there for 3 days while everybody was having some fun with the triathlon. Now, one of the reasons why I'm doing this and showing it to you is because it is another activity that you could do with grandkids or adult children or both. You don't have to run in it. It doesn't cost you anything to go. It's free, really. And there's all kinds of things you can do. First of all, people watch. Super fun. There are all shapes and sizes. I was not a triathlete. I'm not an athlete at all. And so it was kind of scary for me to go even be there in the first place. I thought there was all going to be all these buff people and stuff, but they're not. They have categories from kids to seniors, and they all are in all different shapes and sizes. It's a great activity that allows a lot of vocabulary and allows a lot of new ideas, some beautiful weather this time. Man, we had some nice weather. So I'll show you around a triathlon. Who would think?
Drink.
Keep coming in, no timing chip. It's not working. Oh yes, it is. Team Lightbox from Slow on the way in.
I took this picture that's coming up next because of the little boy. Check it out. It's so good. So the next picture just makes me laugh because this is where I would end up if I tried to do a triathlon where you have to swim, bike, and run all in the same race. And before I go, I wanted to say a few things. First of all, I take it back. I always laugh that people kind of stereotype Californians that, we all surf, we all barbecue, we all have dolphins in our backyards. And I realized this is November 3rd of 2019. Yeah, the weather is kind of nice. And there are surfers and joggers and bikers. So I have to take it back. Before I go, I also want to remind you that the videos that I'm making are things that I feel are important for my age group, maybe our community, to do so that we can help supercharge our family. But I honestly started this so I could hear from you. This is it kind of for me. I don't have a whole lot more that I can contribute. I really do want to hear what you do, especially with your adult children. I think it's really hard to have adult children and be in that transition between them being kids that you boss around and being an adult that you're friends with. So give me some ideas about what you do, and I will take and run with them. I'll do a video on it for you. I also want you to know how much I appreciate you watching, and leave your comments. I know it's scary sometimes. You should see me sometimes when I'm going to start to hit the button. I'm like, should I say this or should I not? So feel free. I'm real easy. It's super comforting to have other people in. I bounce off of other ideas much easier than sitting here staring at you and you're not even there. So make sure you leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you and see where else we can go. I think next time that I want to have an experience where I am gathering all kinds of ideas and maybe some things I can share with my own children. I think maybe Paris. Don't you think? I do too. I think Grandi has to do that. So leave a comment. Enjoy your day today, and I'll talk to you soon.